Fuck. Okay. We're just gonna start over.
Yes.
Okay. Literally everything. I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know what's going on in my brain. Okay.
I mean, literally, here we go. Mercury and Gemini chaos. I understand. We are literally all over the place today, guys. It's chaos over here at Do the Roses Align virtual recording moment.
But it's fine. We will recover. We
It
always
is
do.
fine. Yeah,
But all
no,
right.
100%. We
So
had been chatting
yes.
about some reality TV stuff before our first little bit of a recording got dropped, which is fine because some of it is stuff we could save for another episode, which we have now created an idea for future episodes in our head. But ultimately, context, we have been discussing career reality TV stars. And we were kind of stuck right now. I've been watching Jersey Shore. We were talking about Mike the Situation a lot, but his chart is very similar to someone, Johnny Bananas, who we want to talk about on an entire episode eventually. So I'll bring him up later because Mike the Situation and Johnny Bananas have very similar charts, guys. They were born within the same Cancer season. It's just that what's his fuck? Mike got the like Libra moon and Taurus and Gemini Venus. So Mike the Situation has even more air than Johnny Bananas. Horrible. Anyway,
Fucking Bananas. The banana
but
man. Someone I love to hate very much.
I hate Ronnie the most of anyone ever. The most toxic sag man.
That's like a whole other. We could do a can of worms. We could do a whole episode on that relationship because it was.
I have too many astrological thoughts about Ronnie and Sammy. It was.
Wait.
No.
Do you want to talk about that today?
Jupiter exploded.
Do you want to talk about that today?
Sure. Fuck yeah. Why not?
Because then
I could literally roast Ronnie to shit.
Okay.
I hate that man.
How about this for a plan?
Sammy, justice for Sammy.
Today.
I could tear apart Jersey Shore.
Today we talk about Jersey Shore. Okay. And then we can do a 1-part / 2-part of the serial reality stars. And then that will include the clips that I pull. And I'll pull clips of people that were serial reality stars.
Yes.
And then we'll do another episode on Johnny Bananas.
Love that. Love that idea.
And I think that should be a good. Okay. All right, guys. So today we're gonna talk about Jersey Shore. We've decided.
Yeah, because fuck yeah! Oh my god. I mean, unfortunately, like I said, I haven't totally finished my rewatch of Jersey Shore, but not my rewatch, my first watch, my girlfriend's Olivia's rewatch. But I'm on season 5. I'm pretty through the like heft of the show, like the most memed parts, the most iconic parts of Jersey Shore have kind of happened because eventually I think next season is when Mike comes back sober, Snooki gets pregnant, and it starts to kind of shift the vibe a little. But yeah, no, I have many a thought on Jersey Shore. It's been chaotic to watch. I cannot believe that we let so much like MTV just really was like, yeah, I'm going to air like a million abusive relationships and it's just going to be totally fine. We're going to have men treating women like absolute trash. And all of these women are just like reacting like literally and getting shit for it. And it's not cute. It's not cute in any way. But Ronnie and Sammy, first of all, do you have any idea other than the few people I have mentioned? If you had to guess the main cast of Jersey Shore's like sun signs, what would you guess?
Well, so I know that Ronnie's a Sagittarius because you just said that.
Yeah, so I mentioned Ronnie's a Sagittarius and I mentioned Mike as a Cancer in our pre-recording that we didn't get. So those two are out, but everybody else make some guesses.
Okay.
So Snooki, JWoww.
So it's hard.
Dina or Angelina, because Dina and Angelina are the like swap for each other. Angelina's in the first 2 seasons and Dina's in the rest. Polly D, Vinny, and Sammy. A hint is that a lot of the same signs are repeated and there are no air sign suns.
Okay. So that was going to be my question is like, can you give me an element hint? Because like
there are no air signs sun signs
Okay.
involved. There is air in people's charts and stuff,
But no
but no
sun
sun
signs.
signs are air signs, and there are repeats. There are multiples of signs. So there's not a lot of the signs. It's a large representation of it's a very large representation of one
Can you
element.
tell me, are they all are is I don't know what is going on with my words today. Oh my
Mercury and
god.
Gemini, it's fine, guys.
Stuttering. Is the predominant element fire?
No.
Okay.
If you really think about it, makes way more
I mean,
sense
are they
when
water?
it's
Because I'm
not
imagining
fire as
they're
the
all
dominant.
like okay,
Yep,
because I'm imagining like a bunch of
they are
temperamental
literally
babies.
yes, all almost all of them are water signs. There are 2 fire signs and 1 earth sign.
So I think that well, we know Ronnie is one of the fire signs. I think the
Yeah,
other
Ronnie's a Sag
Mike
and
is a
Mike is a
water. Yeah.
Cancer, so they're covered.
Um,
Yeah.
but so I think that
Who do you think is how about this? Who do you think is the other
that's
fire
what I'm trying
sign?
to think in my head. But like the problem is that they all are.
Mm, it's pretty obvious if you
Oh, so
just
you're
think
calling me
really
dumb?
hard.
Thanks. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
No, no, no. No. Like seriously, when I say it, you'll be like, oh, yeah.
is it Polly? Okay, then I'm gonna be like, oh, who is it?
Snooki.
See, I wouldn't have thought that.
The way that the way she parties so fucking hard all the time is constantly like, let's go out. Yeah, I'll hook up with Vinny. Yeah, whatever. I just want to call my Mia. Like, she is so Sagittarius to me.
Is she a Sagittarius?
And the way that she,
Okay, I would have.
yes.
I honest to God was gonna ask you how many Pisces
So
are in the
she's
house. Truly, because that
two,
was my initial thought. I was like, okay, so like they're all if they're not all fire signs and they're all water signs, and I bet they're all a bunch of fucking Pisces. But okay.
two
Who
Pisces.
are they? Is it Sammy? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We knew.
Sammy and any other guess?
Sammy and is it Vinny?
Nope. JWoww. JWoww is a Pisces stellium. JWoww has Pisces Sun, Pisces Mercury, Pisces
What?
Venus, Pisces Jupiter. She has so much Pisces, but I think that she is literally it's wild to me to watch her because she is the Pisces, like watching her go to the sex shop all the time and she's so freaky. She loves to drink. She loves like that is peak Pisces
Is it really?
energy. It's just that I yes, it's just that most Pisces are very like missed. So Pisces Jupiter is the key here because Pisces Jupiter for her is Jupiter in domicile, and like a Sagittarius Jupiter, Pisces Jupiters love a good party, love to drink, love to escape. And so they're picking escaping via something else. But she's also a Sagittarius Mars and a Sagittarius Moon, I think, or something. Oh no, she's a Libra Moon, but she's a Sag Mars, and so literally like she is so much Pisces, Jupiter energy, just Jupiter in general. And also, if you think about it, she's constantly in a relationship on the show. She's literally never single. She's with her man for like 6 years in the beginning, and then she gets immediately with some other guy that she was with prior to that boyfriend. Like it's peak Pisces.
I really did want her and
Sammy, though,
Roger
is
to work
also
out.
peak Pisces because I know, Roger seems like a good dude, but um, and then Sammy is the Pisces that is the true Pisces stereotype. Like, oh my god, the letting the fact that her and Ronnie's relationship is just such. It's funny because so Sagittarius Ronnie and Pisces Sammy as a relationship, and then the other Pisces Sagittarius relationship in the house is Snooki and JWoww. And they're like best friends, right? Had their own spin-off show, whereas Ron and Sam are fucking toxic as shit to each other. Like it's really funny how you can see how Jupiter is sometimes way too much of a good thing, way too much like Ronnie and Sammy are so fucking toxic for each other because Ronnie is peak Sagittarius, unchecked, abusive, just like fucking wants to scream and yell and wants to be the big man, wants to be in charge, wants to be able to do the partying and the cheating. But the second that Sammy steps out and wants to maybe do anything or have any fucking life, he's like, no, 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 no. The problem is with all this is I don't know anyone's rising signs, which is really hard and sucks for me because I don't know anyone's ruling planets. I don't know anybody's this, but I have guesses. But anyway, wait. So we're left with Polly D and Vinny.
I think
the bromances.
Polly's
They're both water
what?
signs. They're both
Oh,
water
I was going to
signs.
say, wait. So is Dina the earth sign?
Yeah, because we Ronnie.
I would have thought, I honest to God would have thought that like Polly was an earth sign with like maybe a lot of fire in his chart after the fact. Because like he is always, in my opinion, like the grounding presence, but we've seen him get a fucking temper. Like when tested, he is not the one. But he seems to be the most level-headed out of the group.
Cancer. He's another Cancer man. Polly. Polly D is where's his Earth? I'm just trying.
So I looked up
Cancer Sun, Aries Moon.
I looked up 50 of the most iconic Jersey Shore moments ranked. Do you want to go through some of them?
Oh. Fuck yeah.
All right.
Here, but how about this? But exclude any of the ones that are from season like 6 and beyond because I haven't seen it yet. So not that it doesn't matter, but
well, I want to skip a lot of these because like number 50, like the last on the list, like the because it like goes upward in intensity.
Right.
The last one is like Polly is peeling. Do you remember when Polly went tanning?
Yes, I literally do, and he's freaking out, and he's like, "It burns, eh?
I can't move my face."
And he's like, he goes, I went tanning, and then I used exfoliator on my face, and then I tried to tan, and then I'm burning my face. Yeah, I literally just watched that episode like.
I just remember him looking like a fucking doll.
Before we
go ahead.
Yep. Before we finish the list, though, so Polly D's a Cancer, and then Vinny is a Scorpio. And he's a Cancer moon, which is basically why his family, he's such a fucking mama's boy. Like the family comes to visit him all the time and they bring everybody and it's like a huge, and he's obsessed with his mom and he like cries when he sees her after Italy. Like, but he is so first of all, Vinny too is the only one who talks about anxiety on the show. He ends up leaving on season 5. He's like, yeah, I'm just feeling super anxious and like super like I don't want to go out a lot anymore, like I can't do this right now, and went home. And I'm watching that and I was literally like, wow, this is like my Scorpio ex. Like he, when I met him, was kind of coming down from a big partying vibe like that. Also another water moon was my ex, Scorpio sun. And so it's funny to watch how, yeah, like the Scorpio is like, this is too much for me and the stimulation is too high and I need to be alone, essentially. Like that's Scorpios struggle when they can't have alone time, like true alone time and introspection time. But the Cancer moon, it's funny because he, like the bromance, like he and Polly, like, wow, just thinking about this. Polly and Vinny being like broskies, Polly the Cancer sun and is an Aries moon, and that's a Mars ruled moon, whereas Vinny is a Mars ruled sun with a Cancer moon. So they're like bros. But then also too, Polly D and Mike are really close and chill friends in the beginning of the show. And actually, what's his what? I don't know what Mike's moon is off the top of my head. I think he's an air moon. Because I remember him being just like mostly water and air. Nope, Sag moon. That's right. Sag moon for fucking Mike, the situation, which of course, yeah, fire. Cancer, yeah, Sag moon. But so anyway, but the fire to fire, it's like it makes sense. That's why all the men started out bros, but why Mike was the one again during his Saturn return that was causing all the bullshit. Where oh yeah, wait. I say again. So we talked about this prior, but it was I don't know if the recording stuck.
Thank God I'm good at editing.
During season 4, right? During season 4 and season 5 of Jersey Shore, Mike the situation was going through his Saturn return. And that is pretty key because everybody else was hating on him and he was major. The season 4 and the season 5 issues were for him were all about cooperation, getting along, not wanting to break up relationships, not like being in like that single dude forever. And it's funny because even in season 6 or in season 5, he's talking, he's like, yeah, I kind of am thinking about dating or like settling down or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you're in your Saturn return, you're a fucking adult, you're old, like get off the show. But
Well, so
yeah, so anyway, that being said, bunch of fucking water signs and a lot of fire in all their charts, and then a bunch of fire signs with a lot of water in their
so
charts. I think Snooki's a Cancer rising,
I
by the
could see
way.
that.
That's my
I
biggest
could see
guess
that
from
for
her.
sure. Are you ready to talk about iconic Jersey Shore moments and the astrology behind them?
Yes, yes, yes,
Let's
please.
fucking do it. All right. So I'm going to pull this. This is 50, and 50 is a lot. But we're gonna start with
Do from the like early the like the some of the like top 10 or
okay,
something, like the super
let's do
tops.
15. We'll do top 15. I think we'll fly through them.
Yeah, cause
Because
because I'm
50 is a
sure they're
lot.
all funny. All the 50, yeah, 50's a fuckload, and I'm sure the top moments are the ones that everybody really like can
Oh my god.
recognize.
This is incredible. So we're going to skip 14 and we'll do 15 and then 16 and then we'll keep
Okay,
going because 14 is
great.
boring but 16 is
No worries.
perfect. But I want to do 15 first because 15 is where's the beach?
Where's the beach?
Can we do-
When was that one? What does it say? Does it say
That was
seasons?
season 3, episode 3, and that's when they get so obliterated day drinking on the boardwalk.
Oh
That
yeah.
Snooki drunkenly
Yes. No, I
screams and
remember. It's
runs.
Snooki and Dina. Where's the beach? Yep. And that's when she gets arrested for public intoxication,
Yep.
right? Yep. Good times. That's the SAG queen.
That was occurring while she was not, they weren't just having like a fun afternoon on the beach. They were on a break from work. They were on a short break
Yeah. Oh,
from work and got
and they got so
plastered.
fucked up. And yep. Yep. And also, this isn't actually a moment of goes to show. So Capricorns. Dina's a Capricorn, right? Capricorns know how to get the fuck down, okay? Usually Capricorns tend to want to get their shit done first. I'm actually going to look up I need to remember Jersey Shore. I'm glad that everybody is just but Google is realizing I'm just searching birth charts. God, they all have such fucking Italian ass names. Dina Nicole Cortese. Cap Sun, where's her moon? Gemini moon. That's the fucking it. And that's why her and Snooki get along so well. Gemini and Sags. Best. It's
But
fun.
do you want to know the next moment?
Yeah. Let's have the next moment.
Angelina putting her luggage in literal trash bags.
Honestly, look, it's a mood, it's a vibe. Sometimes it'd be like that, but also, hey, you don't have to worry about where to put your suitcase during this chaotic house situation.
That is true.
But
okay.
I'm down for it. But yeah, the way that she just walks in with trash bags, because wasn't it
First episode?
It was Miami.
No, it was the pilot.
It was the pilot.
Season 1, episode 1. She walked in with trash bags. And like so I remember back.
Sometimes you gotta pack quick.
I remember like
I'm gonna relook Angelina. Angelina, by the way, also a Cancer. So it's funny because they all hated Angelina so much in the first 2 seasons, and they joke that Dina is the replacement, right? Well, it's funny because Angelina the Cancer, they were like, "Oh, fuck her, we need a new one," and then they pick her opposite sign, the Capricorn. Dina, unintentional, but
was it
funny how it works? Because they all like Dina. For the most part.
Do you remember back in, I think it was probably like 2012, like peak Pinterest, right? And like people were just like sharing all these life hacks, and like that was a life hack when it came to moving, is like don't take clothes out of your closet, just like put a trash bag and seal it, and then you just like hang it back up, like basically turning it into a garment bag. And I did that. I've done that. I put my clothes in trash bags in an effort to make moving
with trash
more convenient
bags is great.
Yeah. And then things don't get dirty. You don't like nothing's getting scuffed, like space efficient, like all that kind of stuff for sure. But
yeah, because you can put your clothes bags in between all of the extra spaces in your moving trucks and moving trunks and all the things.
Exactly.
If you can't fit.
I
love a good
jigsaw. Absolutely. Puzzles are my favorite. But when you think about the fact that and maybe this is the Leo in me. Maybe this is me being like a little too concerned about my image, but you know that you're going on national television on a major network and there will be cameras, and you don't think like maybe I shouldn't walk in hauling, like you're already mic'd up. Like you know that this is being filmed. This
Yep.
action, like lights
Yes.
are on, and you don't think for a second about like
Yes.
maybe I shouldn't walk in like hauling some black trash bags in, because they weren't even like what, like they were like they were like the black trash bags you find at like restaurants, like for like
Yeah.
the big ass
Yep.
bins.
Yep. No, I know. I remember. I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at her
yeah.
chart again. Again, another
I
Cancer.
just
Jesus Christ. Okay.
the lack of concern for her
Pisces moon
image,
because of
because even
Mars.
then, wasn't she the one with the maxi pad?
Oh, yes.
Which I
Yep.
have
And
feelings
it
about them
ended up
shaming her
under.
for that, but at the
I
same
do
time, like
too.
you
Well,
are
again, the
sharing
men,
space with people.
there are so many things that the men shame the women for that they also do that they're disgusting. They like anytime the women bring home men to have sex with, they always make fun of them. They always call them whores, but they bring home women every fucking night to fuck and then they get them cabs home before it's even daylight most of the
Disgusting.
time. No, it's horrible. They make fun of periods. They make fun of Dina literally just exploring her sexuality in Italy. Literally, like that's just what it was. Is Dina is
The men are terrible.
no,
They're
it's so
awful.
horrible, and I can't believe it's like it was peak frat bro energy of that time of just knowing that they're just like they say whatever they want, and all the women are like, yeah, whatever, lol. Like, so obviously a lot of them stick up for themselves and yell back, but then they just like let it ride anyway. Again, the family concept of it's just
I
well,
feel
we're all
like
family.
no, literally though. I feel like we're proud this I have very strong feelings that like this is the direction in which this list is going. So like I'm sure it'll come up again, so I'm not going to harp on it now, but it's
Yes.
like that conversation between Sammy and Ron on the roof where Sammy's like, "But you did this to me." And then he's like, "But you did it to me." And he's like, "Okay, but please acknowledge you also did something to me." Like I'm not on the, you know
Yep.
what I mean? Like it's yeah, I'm sure we'll get there, but
Yep. All right. What's next? I'm cramping in
next
this
we have
flashbacks.
next we've got Dina's rude interruption. So like Dina coming in as the replacement and everyone was nice to Dina except for Sammy who like actively ran up, like Sammy being a bitch to Dina is this moment.
Well, I also will say that Dina was not exactly nice to Sammy either because Sammy on my refresh rewatch because a lot of these moments I wonder how when this was like written and stuff because some of these things I watch and I see it so differently because Sammy Sammy was minding her business and Dina was the one who fucking rolled up on her and was upset at her for no reason because at that point in the beginning of season 3, Sammy and the rest of the girls were not on good terms. So they were all Dina was prepped to not like Sammy. Sammy didn't fucking know. And again, this is Sammy is a Pisces, and so much shit is projected onto her throughout the entire series. And yes, there are things that Sammy does that are fucking annoying and stupid and bitchy. Absolutely, no doubt. But most of the time, when Sammy is involved in something, I firmly believe it is because she's being projected onto. If you're a Pisces, you probably have experienced this where something just starts happening around you and then everybody is blaming you. Like Sammy was
Yeah.
blamed for so much shit that she
She
didn't
got the
even do
worst
shit
rap on
for.
the show. The
It's
worst.
and it makes sense as to why she didn't come up to Jersey Family Shore or the Shore family vacation or whatever the like 2018 thing that they did, the reunion, because she was being abused on the show so much. God, anyway.
That
So, yeah,
is
that being said, I definitely think that Capricorn Dina came in a little more ready to go, whereas Pisces Sammy was just, and then reacted. I mean, Sammy mostly was just defending herself half the time that she would get upset.
there's
Ugh,
literally
justice for Sammy,
justice
honestly.
for
Actually,
Sammy. Justice for Sammy.
let me look up her moon. So Ron and Sam is exactly that. Like Sammy with the Pisces energy in her. She's also, I just checked, she's a Leo moon, an Aquarius Venus, and she's a fucking Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Her chart is peak project onto me and I will perform as you will, as you want me to. Like that's kind of what Sammy's chart, and this is pre like her kind of like learn because also She was literally filming Jersey Shore when she's 23. 12th house perfection years are the worst. So that being said,
They were
Ron,
so young too. They seemed so much older at the time, and, like, now that we're
because of
older
how they
than a
look.
lot of them were. Yeah.
It's because of how they
Like,
looked.
'cause, like, we're older now than
Millennials,
they
we
were when
looked
they were on
older
the
when we
show,
were
right?
younger.
Except for
Yeah.
Mike, because Mike was always kind of, like, pretty old, and, like, Polly
Yeah.
too. But
Yes, we're older right now than they were when they were actually on the show.
yeah,
Most
and
of
they
them.
seem I feel like when I was young, like, they seemed like they would have been, like, 27 or 28 in, like, my mind now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But, like, most of them are living at home. Like, most of them were literally, like, going to community college, and this was, like, a fun
Yep.
thing they did over the summer. Like, how
Yep.
crazy.
Fucking Vinny was 21 when he first started. He got on the show.
Yeah, nuts.
Like, so anyway,
Anyway, sorry.
Ron, no, they're also young. So Sammy being they're also young, but Ron literally is gaslight central constantly. He will do things to her and then be like, "Well, I just we basically you deserved it because you did this one thing to me and how did you not?" It's like I can't even come up with an example because there are too many. It's like most of the show, most of their relationship, and also we haven't thought about them in a while. They haven't given us Ron and Sam drama in season 5 for a while. So, but like, I mean, when they were in Miami and Ron would go fuck other girls make out with other girls at the club and then come home and sleep with Sammy in bed, it was just like, and she asked him like, "Did you do anything with any other girls?" And he'd be like, "No." And then he gets mad. He goes, and then they would be talking in season 5 or whatever at the beginning when they were still fighting and they were like trying to get back together after Italy because they finally broke up. But they get back together and she's literally like, they immediately freak out and they're like, "We've been doing so much work." And he would be like, "Well, you did so much to me too." And I'd be like sitting there like, what did she do to you other than fucking stand up for herself
There was
and
one I remember them
try to
referencing.
make you have boundaries?
Well, that's what's interesting. It's like you're talking about, like, specific instance. I can't recall, like, the details. Like, I don't know, like, when in the timeline it happened, but, like, I know of a conversation in which she's sitting there and she's saying, like, she says to him, and I think this is the one on the roof. Maybe this is the one I was thinking of earlier, where she's like, "You cheated on me. Like, you did all of this shit in Miami on national fucking television.
Yep.
You not only embarrassed me and were disrespectful, but you did it publicly in front of so many people. You like that is so embarrassing."
I literally, yes. And then he responds by saying that, well, that was, oh, you're going to bring that up again? That was so long ago.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
in that same
he goes,
conversation
"I
he
thought that was
mentions
dead. I thought that was squashed."
but in that
Fuck
same
you.
conversation he mentions that she, like, texted somebody and she was like,
Yep.
"Yeah,
It was,
we were
that
broken
was,
up."
you're right. This was the
Or,
guy.
like, the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
in
It
the
was,
phone book or something like that.
she texted some, nope, different. It was, she texted some guy to come meet up at the club who happened to be someone that Mike the situation kind of knew or whatever because
Yes, yes,
whatever.
yes, yes, and
And,
she's like, "He's a
but,
friend.
but
He's a
she was
friend."
literally like, "He's a friend of mine. Like, we're cool." And then they were like, "Did you make out at some point?" And he was literally like, and he was, this is so fucking annoying too because he was literally there on the phone because she's freaking out because they're all thinking that they made out, and prior to this at some point like when they were friends before she knew Ronnie, so again none of it's relevant, but they're freaking out and she's on the phone with him and she's like, she was like, "We never kissed." And he's like, "Sammy, yeah, we did, come on." And I'm literally like, Sam, she is hysterically yelling at him like, "We never fucking kissed, what is your problem?" Like, again, causing problems, and she's sitting there like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And then now Ron thinks all this bullshit and it doesn't even matter because again, fine.
I remember that phone call, and I do think, and like you said, like, I think they did probably hook up, like, maybe years prior. Like, yeah, it's happened. Like, you kiss a friend every now and then, but, like,
That or they were blacked out drunk because they constantly
right.
are drinking so much on the show and
But, like,
none
who
of them,
cares,
most of the
right?
time they wake up and don't remember what happened the night before.
Sure. But, yeah, and, like, who gives a fuck? Like, do whatever you want, have fun, whatever. But, like, for me, like, it was them and Mike specifically, like, pushing the situation further than it needed to go, but, like, her tone on the phone when she was like, what the fuck was his name? Because she said his
I
name
don't
over and
remember.
over again, like,
I don't remember.
well, let's pretend that it's Ron for just, like, a hypothetical, but, like, when he was like, "Sammy, you know what happened?"
Uh-huh.
She's like, "Ron." Like, she was, like, pleading with him
Oh,
to
I
like say
remember.
something else. Do you remember, like, and it seemed like really sketchy. And the men were in the wrong. Like Ronnie was in the wrong. They shouldn't have reacted. Like
And again,
literally who
she
fucking
cheated
cares?
on her over and over.
Yeah,
Like he's a
but
dick.
like you could tell that the guy on the other end of the phone like knew he was on television. Like you could tell that he was like playing into the part where he was like helping stir
Yep.
the pot, and he knew it. He knew
And
it.
that's my problem with so many of the people that come in as little outliers on Jersey Shore is they all know that they're on TV and that they're wanting to stir the pot. Because the thing is like I was reading actually about the production because I was curious about Italy and I remember Googling it and I was reading about the production of it and they were talking about how like the producers, the executive producer of the show, she was like, yeah, like honestly, everything was really hard. It was always really kind of crazy to film because everything was real. Like they weren't scripting these fights. They weren't scripting anything. And the producers weren't goading anything. They were literally filming it. Like and I forgot that there was this era of reality TV. And all of the talking heads, most of them are recorded after. And it's like recalling these events, which is why they're all sober and cleaned up when they're
Well,
all
that's what's
explaining it.
annoying is
But
like so obviously it's not the same because like they go longer. Like usually the schedule, I don't know what it was for Jersey Shore, but for most shows, like when they do like the challenge or real world or whatever, it's like you do stuff for a day, you do stuff for another day, interviews on the third day, stuff, interviews, Sunday off.
oh, yeah,
So
maybe.
you only have to recall the things that happened 2 days prior. That way it's not,
That makes sense.
but when I mean, like I said, like it's different, but like when I did Chopped, like they were like, you need to talk about it like present day. Like she's like, I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
about this, and like you need to talk about it like it's happening right now. Like you're narrating it like I am getting or like I am doing, and like talk about
Yeah.
it like it's happening. But it's why they're all wearing like the same fucking outfits. They do it on The Bachelor. They literally make you go
Oh
get
yeah,
an
100%.
outfit, and it's yeah.
Yeah, but so that but right. So but otherwise what they're filming is just real time shit that's happening. So when other people, the outliers, come on the show, they are not they're more prepared to act and be on the show than they are than the actual cast who is literally just used to the fact that these cameras are following them
Yep.
around doing life, and they're used to the fact that now the crowd of the shore is huge around them all the time and people are always following them around. In season 5 it's absolutely absurd looking at the lines at the shore store when they work because they're all just like
Well, you can see
it's
it.
massive. and
I'm sure you've noticed when they
and the
like walk on
stalkers,
on the boardwalk though. On like in later
and you can
seasons,
always see
you can
people
see the
low
line
key
of
trying to take their
people.
pictures. Yep, it's really funny because in the beginning it isn't like that. Anyway, wow.
Anyway,
Okay, before we get off, okay, more moments.
more moments. Okay, so this is actually one of my favorite moments, and I quote this moment all the time, and a lot of people don't catch my reference. But it is also from season 1, episode 1. It's an Angelina moment in which the girls that the men bring back to the house, or that they're like fishing off the balcony or whatever it was that they were doing, get in the hot tub and they take off their underwear, and Angelina starts yelling, "Are you dumb?" That's the moment.
Love that. Fucking Angelina.
Angelina yelling about the women in the hot tub being whores, and "Are you dumb?"
Yeah, she loves to call all the women whores. She also, oh wait, that was what triggered her in that exact episode to say basically that she thinks that sluts should be murdered. I don't remember what she exactly said, but she literally no. Oh, she was like, I think that sluts should be literally. It was peak internalized misogyny.
Wow.
I wonder if I could find out. But I wonder if that's on Google somewhere because I'm trying. I wonder what the exact. I'm trying to think of the exact quote. Uh, oh, that's what it's. It is. In her Jersey accent or her Long Island accent, if a girl's a slut, she deserves to be abused. She should be abused. Is literally what it says. Quote, direct quote. If a girl's a slut, she should be abused. Mm.
Oh my god.
No, like literally, again, watching this show back now feels so bad. Like
The fact that that was
the
on the television, like casually.
it literally aired. She said it and she said it literally like this. She was looking at the camera. It was an ITM, And it was literally like, whatever, like shrug, looking, and I was just like,
Angelina, are you good, girl? Are you okay?
no, literally, it's a mess. The women hate women in the beginning so much. Oh God, it's so
We have
sad.
to, I don't even want to talk
Anyway,
about that. Okay.
I know. Let's
The
go
next the
next.
next moment is the always iconic one punch, bro. One punch, bro. When Ronnie decks the
Oh
guy on the
God,
street. Or
yeah,
that was what was it? It was one hit,
God,
kid. It was one
Ronnie,
shot, kid.
yeah, fucking sag, Ronnie, always ready to fight. Hate it.
And then the next moment is the cabs are here moment.
Always perfect. I love a catchphrase. Cabs, yeah. Cabs, yeah.
Paulie was
That's
like
literally
the
how he says
catchphrase
it.
king, huh?
Yeah, and I think he had a Gemini. Where's Polly's chart? Sorry, too many charts now open. Gemini Venus. I always give the Geminis the catchphrase. Maybe he's a Mercury ruled person. Maybe he's either got Mercury in the first house, Cancer rising, maybe not, or he's a Gemini rising. I could see Gemini rising with Venus in the first, but Venus retrograde in the first. God, hilarious. His hair is so stupid to me still.
His
Anyway,
hair really is so stupid.
I do love the cabs here
I really like
because
your
yeah,
impression.
they
That's
all
very
gotta
good.
cabs here.
Oh my god, I feel so motivated to go out now.
Cabs
All
here.
right, I'm gonna skip a bunch of these because I don't think they're good moments.
Yeah, I know. It's like sometimes you're like, okay,
I should have
fine.
read this list beforehand. But let's talk about Mike
It's
in the
okay.
Wall because that's on here.
Yeah, so my astrological explanation for Mike and the Wall has to be in my mind that he is an Aries rising. Like I have to think it. So, that being said, if he's an Aries rising, he has Libra Mars would be his ruling
Okay.
planet. Um his Libra Mars is conjunct Saturn in Libra. So my thought is that Saturn in the 7th in Libra gives him difficulties with relationships, hence why he doesn't really have them, you know. Like he doesn't date. He's just chaos. Um
Giant ball of
but
chaos.
then but the head injury directly. So Mars is something we can look to for injuries. So it's but specifically the fact that if he's an Aries rising, Aries rules the head. So during Italy, he was having his Saturn return. So my theory is that he Saturn conjunct Mars, that injury, that literal head injury was triggered by his shit going on then. And so that's kind of what gives me Aries rising. Plus, God, he's so Aries. Like he gives me that energy so much. Also, it would be hilarious because if he is an Aries rising, then he would have the same big three as Olivia.
Hey, friend.
He's back. But if he did that, he would have the same big three as Olivia. And Olivia is literally like, I hate that. But it's also very funny
I'm
because it would
picturing
be true.
that's a moment in television history that's going to be ingrained in my brain forever is him just like looking around the room like this and then just turning around and
And he
running into
literally
the
just
wall.
hit his head into the wall. It was chaos. Like for no reason. I don't it's because he's either an Aries rising or he's ruled by a Gemini placement because he has Gemini
Okay.
Venus. Wait. Angelina, Dina, Mike. Okay. Because he has Gemini Mercury and Gemini Venus. So I could see him being ruled either by Venus or by Mercury. Um, really, probably maybe more by Mercury. I don't think he's ruled by Venus. But I don't know. Because a lot of the men I feel like they do have big Venus energy because they do care so much about what they look like. GTL, the clothes, the gym,
Well, GTL is on
tanning,
this list
laundry.
as a moment.
I mean, it's it is the I mean, it's like is the show like
I
because
mean,
that's something even I would hear about, right? Like, and I didn't watch the show when it was airing, really, but I remember GTL. I remember everybody thinking that was so funny, and I just never was like, okay, I don't get it, and now I understand why people were so obsessed having watched it. But again, catchphrases and routines, very Gemini, very Virgo, very Mercury people. Like I wonder, and they all have like nicknames too, or a lot of them, like Polly D, fucking Mike the Situation, Snooky, JWoww, like
I
what?
wonder how many of those, like, do you think that anyone really called Sammy Sammy Sweetheart?
No, well, that's the thing, is that no one called Sammy Sammy Sweetheart. No one called Mike the Situation. No one called, at least on the show, and no one called no one called Nicole Snooky, really. They call her Snickers
I
more
wonder.
than Snooky.
I'm so
Like,
curious.
where
I
did
wish
these
I could have
nicknames
been
come
there,
from?
you know?
I'm the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet. Sammy. I have their intros all seared into my brain because I've seen the intro so
Wait,
many
I'm trying
times.
to think.
I'm going to the Jersey Shore, bitch.
I'm trying to remember.
Snooky.
I'm trying to remember it. Get crazy.
JWoww's is anytime I sleep with a guy, I'll
I'll
rip
rip
his
that
head
fucking
off.
heads off. Oh no, she doesn't say fucking, but I'll rip their heads off.
And then what the fuck? Mike's is dumb.
Isn't Paul? Isn't Ronnie's
Ronnie
just
is
a
just
yell?
laughing.
Yeah, that's it. Wow.
Ronnie is his just really loud ah laugh. I always get distracted by. Oh, Vinny is just people yelling Vinny, Vinny, Vinny. Yeah, Dina is you like the boobs?
Oh my god, I'll never forget ever again. You know what's shocking to me?
Such a
The
mess.
note is not on this list. In the top 50 moments, this list has to be a fucking sham. This is not legitimate because the note.
Yeah, I'm over it.
The
I'm over it.
note
I want to create my own moments
is not on this
because
list.
that. Are you kidding me? That's the most
Who wrote
iconic
the
meme of it
note?
all.
You two.
Ron made out with some girl at the club
Two
and
girls
stuck
at
his
bed
head between
and
the cocktail waitress's breasts.
well, okay.
But and even funnier is that the reason that they typed it that way is because in the show they're like, so we have to type it like this because I don't want anyone to know it's us, and if we say like tits or boobs or whatever the fuck or knock or like
So she
something,
wrote
they'll
boobs
know
in the
it's
note.
us.
And then she went back and
No, she wrote
listen, she
breasts.
wrote boobs in the note.
Oh, she wrote boobs.
And then she went back and deleted
And
it
then
because JWoww sat there and was like, no, but like no one, let's write breasts because like no one would say breasts. And then like, I'm sure this is what you're about to say, but then like someone in the house turned around and said like, but who uses breasts?
Yeah, literally, it was Ronnie, and he was like, I don't know who wrote it because who even uses breasts? Like, who even says that or whatever? And it's just like, idiots. Fucking idiots.
Oh
Also, that whole thing, too, is Pisces behavior. Actually, wait, I remember this situation being what made me think that Sammy is a Scorpio rising. Because during this point, she was more upset that the women just didn't tell her than she was at Ron, which is also annoying because it's Pisces, but that Scorpio loyal. Also, she's a Leo moon. Oh my god, wow. She's a Leo moon, and Leo moons too are all about that fucking loyalty shit. And it's literally like, especially that emotional loyalty. And she's literally so mad because she asked the women, she would ask them if anything happened, like, and they would say no. And then the note shows up. So of course, Pisces being gaslit literally by this note is only going to end up staying with the man. Like, it was the worst way you could have tried to communicate with the Pisces Mercury, especially. Like, literally, you just have to, for Pisces Mercury, if she would have looked at them, which she did, and be like, did Ron do anything at the club? Instead of them immediately being like, no, 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 no. All they had to do was just kind of like look at each other, like Snooki and JWoww. Just look and be like, mm, mm, and not even say anything and just give a vibe, and she would immediately know, and then it wouldn't have to worry about anything. Like, seriously, because Pisces Mercury, they pick up on symbols and
like between the
vibes
lines
and
shit.
energy more than actual words. And so the fact that they wrote her a letter, she was like, what the fuck is this? I can't read. I mean, she can, but like, that's the vibe, right? Yeah, so anyway, that's that on the note. But I loved the note because, again, it is an iconic meme.
Well, we can roll right
will
from
never
the
be
note
topped.
into the confrontation about the note, like literally the who wrote the note moment with like the my turkey sandwich.
Yeah. And suddenly somebody what it was like somebody's a bitch all of a sudden or whatever.
Oh, looks like
I can't
people
remember
are
what the exact line is.
pussies all of a sudden.
Yes.
I know that scene
Yes. Yes.
because that's when like Sammy's been throughout the show, even when Sammy's mad at Ron, like Sammy gets really whiny, right? Like when Sammy's upset,
Well, her voice, it's
no,
just
because
her
she's nasally.
voice.
And like when she yells at
And
Ron,
well,
she's like, stop,
yeah.
like Ron, stop it, you're traumatizing me.
Stop,
Like all
Ron,
that. But
stop.
I vividly
Yeah.
remember that fight because like in that fight, Sammy's voice got a little like unfamiliar bass to it. Like that was not like a whiny Sammy.
Yeah.
That was like who wrote the like she got deep.
She was big mad. She was big mad. Yeah. And again, yeah, you're right. Like it was she said that shit with her chest. She was literally like, oh, so we got ourselves a pussies all of a sudden. Oh my God.
So iconic.
I honestly like
But that also her like bonding with
this is
Angelina over that
such a
pissed me
hot take,
off.
but Sammy is one of my favorites.
her
Say what?
her bonding with Angelina over that pissed me off. So like what like I like Sammy now because Sammy was
Yes,
clearly the
no.
most like sane out of all of them, made crazy by really shitty
Yeah.
circumstances. But there were moments where
Yep.
Sammy showed like such crazy, like glaring immaturity that once again, like can't really blame on her because that was a fucking shit show of a situation that she was in that would fuck with anybody mentally. But like Angelina was lying to her. Like, Angelina was full of
No,
shit,
well,
and, like, Sammy should have known better, especially when, like, Snooki and JWoww kinda did own not they didn't own up to the note, like, totally 100%, but, like, in that conversation, they kind of did and was like, "She wrote it too." Like, she is also lying like, be mad at us, but also be mad at her then, is basically, like, the vibe that Snooki took, and Sammy just, like, it wasn't registering.
yeah. Angelina, I'm gonna say this about
Say it.
Angelina. Angelina herself gets away with so much shit. I do not like her. Watching her triggered all of the worst mean girl bullshit gossip shit that
Yes.
I hate. I can't stand her. So that for me, watching that scene, I didn't blame Sammy because Angelina was using that situation to
You
her
just
advantage. Because in that moment, she knew that Snooki and JWoww didn't like her. So she was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep lying so that Sammy is forced, literally forced. Because you know what Angelina was doing? Being a Cancer and manipulating the situation to her benefit. She was literally like, I don't have girlfriends. These girls in the house are not my friends. I'm alone. I have to hang out with the guys all the time.
well, that's what I
She
was
didn't
gonna
want to do
say
that.
is
So she manipulates and gets Sammy to be her friend. And it's backfires because Angelina's trash and obviously it's a mess. But and again that Sammy and Jay everyone else is able to make up, which thank God.
well,
But
that's what I was gonna say is,
it's
like,
just
I
like
know that
Angelina's
you know
such a bitch.
me in this sense, and it's funny that you said, like, because she's a Cancer manipulating the situation, because we've had conversations about, like, my Cancer moon and, like, a big annoyance of mine, and the reason that I have, like, such strong feelings about it is because, like, it's hard for me to watch other people get manipulated or, like, other people get fooled when I'm also not being fooled. Like, if I'm wise to it and, like, I see that you are not wise to it, it, like, doesn't I can't compute why you're not wise to it, so I try to, like, help you get to that point, but if you don't yeah, so you know what
Sammy,
I'm saying. You know.
yeah, Sammy is literally like it pains me to say this, but she is so many Pisces people I've ever met. Like where something about a Pisces almost feels like a fixed sign sometimes because Pisces like will stay on people for so long because they believe that they can try to find something to help better it and make them
Hmm.
better people and bring them out of the darkness and help their little hearts. They have the broken baby bird syndrome with where they see that little broken that bird with the broken wing and they want to
Yeah.
nurse it back to health and then they get too attached, but then they get too attached to it and never want to let it go, and then it dies or whatever. You know that kind of vibe where it's like you have to set it free because you healed it. Like it's time for it
Yeah.
to go, but that's not what you should do with it. Like Pisces have that energy, and it's not cool. Like you should. People are not your rehab. You Pisces people, you are not meant to rehab people into better lives unless it's physically your job. Like if you're getting paid for it because that's labor, that's emotional labor. Pisces struggles with, I mean, that's kind of the Virgo Pisces axis is all kind of very related to labor, but it is like Virgo is the day-to-day labor, the routine, the daily life
Okay.
labor of I'm getting my job done every day, whereas Pisces again is that emotional labor. Most of the time if you happen to be out or whatever and you're talking to someone random that you just met, and then all of a sudden you just feel yourself wanting to open up, and they're asking you these really nice leading questions, and they're feeling very genuinely interested in that Pisces energy, like peak, because, or they're telling you the woe is me stories over and over and over, and that you can't get them to stop trauma bonding and dumping. That's water signs, but that's like watching the House of Water Signs is absurd. But man,
The next moment
anyway,
that's on the list that I
anything else?
like, because like I said, there's not many good ones, is it
Shit
is,
list,
it's
but
so
it's okay.
bad. So wait, okay, then fuck the list. Like, what are some of your favorite or like most iconic moments that we haven't mentioned yet?
Honestly, we got through most of them. Let me think.
I feel
I low-key love that they worked at the Italian pizza place and they all had to learn Italian shit, and then by the end they're all like hugging the guy and everybody there, and they hung up clothing. They left, and Snooki left her bra and Dina left underwear hanging on the fucking clothesline at this store in Italy.
I just know.
Ugh. Also, I was so jealous that they were in Florence, because I remember they were walking around and they were looking at it and they kept calling the Duomo the Vatican.
They're so
And I
smart.
was
They're so smart.
dying inside, because I was like, that is the Duomo. Go walk up to it. And by when they left, the last episode of Italy is their sightseeing episode. And I'm literally like, you didn't do anything like this the entire time
I
you were there?
also, and it's a me thing.
The fact they slept all damn day,
It's a
hated it.
me thing, but like and I feel the same when people do it about food, because like I watch a lot of reality TV and there's always like gross eating challenges,
Mm-hmm,
but it's
mm-hmm.
never really like a lot. Sometimes it is gross food, sometimes it's
Yep.
just like cuisine from another culture that you just like are ignorant about, you know? And like I don't like that. Like I don't like when they
Yeah.
like try to use curry as like a gross,
Eat
yeah, like that's
bugs.
disrespectful
Yeah.
to me, but okay, whatever. Anyway, one thing that I hated about that was like they got an opportunity to go see all this really cool shit and go to like all these cool like when like history or this,
To live in
and I was like,
Florence.
you had an opportunity for a free
All they
tour
did.
to go learn about like historical shit, and I would love to be doing that right now. And you guys are like, well, no, like, is there booze served? And it's like, come on, guys, like, come on, try to
Alcoholics.
make to, mm, mm,
Mm. Nah, it was
you know,
stupid. No, but oh, one of the another moment that is really sad for me but illustrated JWoww's Pisces stellium was when she and her first boyfriend from the show break up, and she goes back to her apartment and he
the
fucking left her
dog.
dogs there. But he also stole her money, like
Yeah, he
PayPal'd
like
himself,
PayPal'd himself like a bunch of
stole
money.
shit from her house, like
Her hard drive.
the hard drive, yeah, like
And those
all
are
of this stuff,
expensive.
which,
Even when you don't think about the shit that's on them, a physical hard drive, they're not like cheap when they're like
and
big
also you
ones.
probably know that was on the hard drive was likely sex
Things
movies,
that she
because she
wanted
is
to keep.
freaky as fuck. JWoww's freaky as fuck. That Pisces energy. Never
Oh, you
underestimate a
remember the
Pisces,
outfit she got
especially
for
when you have
Roger?
sex.
I'll never forget the
Literally,
outfit she
that's what
got
I'm
for Roger.
saying. I just watched her decorate the smush room for their anniversary, where she put fucking all sorts of shit all over it, and the men are making fun of her, and they're all like, "Oh,
They're
well, it's a house of
jealous.
couples now." You fucking
They're
idiots! Yeah, you're
jealous.
jealous. You're jealous that a girl's not doing this shit for you.
Exactly.
Fuck off. No, I literally hate it. Um, Honestly though, I will say some of my favorite. I do love Polly and Vinny. I love their bromance, and I love that they talk about it all the time as if they're boyfriends and they're dating, because they are. They're gay for each other. They just need to kiss. Just kiss.
Yes. Now, Kia.
Now kiss. But I yes, Snooki and Sammy and the women making up is also something I love. Every time Ronnie and Sammy break up, it's iconic, because I am always like so here for Sammy. I hate it that they get back together every time, but that's an Aquarius Venus for you.
Wait, you were mentioning
Um,
Polly Stalker, but we never talked about it.
Oh, there was a couple of them. I don't know what it is about Polly, but he attracts these women that just keep stalking him. But in the first couple seasons, it's this woman who's from Israel, and she's like gives him the I
Danielle.
Heart Jewish Girl start. Yep. And then but then there's another one who is definitely more of a post fame while they're airing stalker.
Mm-hmm.
It's the girl who like he meets randomly in a club, just trying to follow him around and talk to him, and then she ends up wearing a hat that says Polly on it, and she's just like outside, and they keep finding her everywhere. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
They
Polly,
did her
what is her thing?
so dirty. She was not like, it was like her
JWoww
behavior
pulls
was
her
weird.
out.
Her behavior was
Yeah,
weird, but like I don't
very strange.
appreciate them like actively making fun of her appearance because like she was clearly not in the right. You know what I mean? Like Polly was never going to
Yep.
be like that's my
No.
woman, but like they didn't need to like go
Nope.
so hard on her on television. Like
Yeah.
they didn't need to do all that.
Yeah, I think actually a lot about how so many of these people and so many of the people at the clubs and stuff like are being filmed and their faces are visible, and I'm wondering if like they would film at the clubs and they would like put up notices on the door and be like, if you enter this place you're consenting to being on film, which I think is possible. But it's also me thinking about a producer who stands in the background, and every single time a new person comes to talk to them they just roll up next to them after they're done with a real quick thing, like
That's
a
what it
model. It's
is.
essentially a model form. Yeah, because
Because
you
they had
have to
to talk
sign
about
like
how there was an interview done recently where they actually talked about that in the sense that like the clubs that they would go to would have to know because like they would never go to a club spontaneously because MTV had to first go to the clubs. They could only go to clubs that had location releases.
karma.
Yeah, Karma, Bamboo. But like, so they had these like deals with those specific locations, and then when the
Makes
castmates
sense.
were like, "We want to go here," or like it would whoever posed the idea of like, "This is where you will go tonight," then MTV would have to go to that location, set up the lights, set up camera stations, and then people wouldn't be able to get into the club without signing a release
Got it.
because they
Makes
would be
sense.
at the door. Like MTV would be there before, and like it would be MTV's club for the night, basically.
Yeah, it's basically the MTV bouncers.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it's one of those, and like they would do it on the boardwalk, where like if you happen to like come up to it, there'd be a producer like running after you. I mean, like, hey, so this,
Yeah.
and it would, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's right. You're
I
right.
mean, I recognize that as journalist life. When you see people, you have to get forms. You have to make sure people are okay to be photographed. It's so annoying. But
Releases in the
yeah.
business.
But I'm trying to think of anything else. I think I've kind of covered everything I've seen so far.
I mean, I don't think that the problem is that there are so many big moments that, like you said, are like repeat
It's
moments or like
all a
reiterations. Like
mess.
Sammy and Ronnie's
Yes.
relationship is a
It's the
4 season
saga.
long plot line. It
Yeah.
literally that is
Like,
the story through seasons 1 through 4, and it's just
yeah, and
tumultuous
it
as
is
fuck.
so
But
annoying.
it's yeah, agreed.
And well, when Ronnie throws her shit out of he literally takes all of her stuff, all of her clothes, and throws it onto the balcony and through the roof, takes her bed and destroys her things, like destroyed her glasses, like so many of her stuff. Like, this is physical abuse that's happening. Like, he's doing that because he knows he can't hit her on TV. Oh, and gasp, guess what, guys? Ronnie was recently arrested for domestic battery.
That's what I
Did
mean.
you know
Like,
that?
yes, I did know that. Because there was issues with him and his. I cannot remember her name to save my life, but the woman he has kids with one woman, I think.
I think
But
just one.
that woman, like they would fight each other. Like she like dragged him with a
No, yeah.
car and like
Oh,
he's hit her
yeah.
and
He said that, or Olivia said that that on family vacation is when he's dating this woman, and that she physically abuses
yeah.
him as well. And
They like
I'm
it's a back
like,
and
yeah,
forth. But it's one of those things where like I am upset with MTV for allowing that to happen. Like if you have to do like psych evaluations and shit like that and you're watching this behavior on television, like you have to know that that's you're putting other castmates in a dangerous situation because sure there could be
unfortunately,
repercussions after the fighting has happened, but like the fight will still have happened. And you know, it's like when you talk about like getting hit by a
yeah,
car or something. It's like, yeah, sure, like your insurance will pay for my medical bills and it's like, yeah, but like that's if you survive in the first place. Like the car crash still has to
yeah.
happen.
And honestly, unfortunately, I've been watching all of this, and it just puts me back to the late, or like the like 2008, 2009, 2010, like those years when this show was airing. Like, those were not good years for women, for uh anything like this, really. Like, the culture that we're kind of living in now, which seems chaotic, but like, I mean, Me Too, if Me Too happened before Jersey Shore would never happen. You know what I mean? Like, they there are times where Vinny is like hounding a girl to try to go out with him
I mean,
over and over and over.
they aired
It's like things like that
Snooki
physically
getting
wouldn't
punched in the
happen.
face until they
Yes,
blacked it
right.
out.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot about that shit. And that was also, by the way, I'm remembering that was when all of the men in the house decided that they liked Snooki
Yeah, after
because she
she
got punched in the
was
face.
yeah.
Yep, physically assaulted by another man, and they all decide then at that point that Snooki. They literally were like, it just made her human. Literally, one of them, I think it was Ronnie, said, "I don't know, it just made Snooki feel more human." Oh, you mean physically fucking a man physically assaulting a woman made her feel more human to you? Oh, now it makes sense. Now it all makes sense. Like that culture of the time was so bad.
Yeah,
And so I understand
Ronnie's
it's like
trash.
I want to shit on MTV and I will shit on MTV for doing it. But at the same time, no one was checking these people like we would be now. And so it stresses me out to think about
Well, that's what's
it all.
nuts. Is like so to bring it back to the
Ugh.
challenge again, is like if you physically fight on the
Hey,
challenge, you are going home. You if you
same with all the other
yeah,
shows. I mean, X on the Beach, Are You the One?
Bad Girls
Are
Club
You the One?
even.
They They make you go home on Are You the One is a set number of people that you have to find a paired match for, and they still make you go home if you fight, and you still have to figure out who the matchless person would be with the person who left.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter. They will kick you
And
off.
I don't know if that's like something that's changed in because like with Bad Girls Club, the whole premise of Bad Girls Club is like I don't they say it's to like
You were
rehabilitate
the
these women,
yeah.
but they know that the entertainment is from the women all fighting with each other. Even though it's the purpose is growth and whatever. But like if you put
Yes.
hands on someone, the first person to put hands in goes home. Like the first person to make contact goes home. And yet you watch like Ronnie behave the way that he's behaving. I don't understand how they didn't think that it was a safety issue to get him out of that fucking house.
Horrible. Watching him destroy her clothing, that for me, I was watching it like mouth drops, like they are literally letting this happen.
People are
This is
watching it.
again, that is abusive, like not even casually. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow, Jersey
No,
Shore.
but like literally.
What a fucking
And
what a fucking
well, what's
staple.
crazy is the fact that like, so you're talking about like, bringing it back to the Snooki punch. Like it's blacked out. Like if you go, I don't know if you
They don't, yeah, when we rewatch it, they don't show it
right.
anymore,
Okay,
but
so
they
it's blacked
show
out.
everything but.
And I remember that happening. I remember it airing and I remember it making TV. I remember watching it. I can see it in my head right now if I close my eyes. I saw that happen. This
Wow.
is not like a Mandela effect type shit. You can find it. You can find it on the internet. Not that you would like want
Mhm.
to, but it exists because
Right.
they did air it. And they only blacked it out after the fact. And like they could have blacked it out initially. It's very clear with the blacked out footage that you know exactly what's happening, especially considering all the talking head interviews that happen after the fact in which all of the cast confirms that she was indeed punched in the face. You didn't need to actually show her getting punched in the face ever,
Nope.
ever.
Nope.
There's plenty of
Nope.
context. Like did you miss anything from watching it blacked out?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No.
Exactly. So yeah. So just the MTV's lack of regard for the women in the situation is fucking alarming, and it trickled down.
Literally,
It's clear that it trickled down.
I feel a lot of like love but pain, but like that weird just like it's like guilt but not, because I didn't do anything to these women, but like I just feel like wow, these women were so exploited, and it feels so sad to watch because literally there, in my opinion, there is almost no redeeming quality to any of the men on the show. Like seriously, none of them. I don't give a fuck about
They're
anything
all
what anyone
garbage in
says.
different
Pauly
ways.
D's, they are, and I'm talking about on the show because we all can grow and change or whatever,
Sure.
whoever they are now, but airing on show, none of these men are redeemable people. They're all awful. They all treat women like fucking objects, literally, like objects, like sex objects. And I can't, yeah, whatever. I just can't believe
No,
it.
it's like
But
the
whatever. I
downside
still
to
keep watching it. I still keep putting it into my brain.
well, that's what was funny. Is like when you were talking about it in my mind, I was like, it's the same thing we say with The Bachelor and The Bachelorette when we say we're complicit. Like
Yep.
we are consuming it for entertainment, and it's like you feel guilty because it's not something that should be entertaining, but it's been edited in a way to make it like less real to you. So I get what you're saying 100%.
And it's, yeah. The entertainment, because it is funny most
But
of
it's like
sometimes. And it honestly, it sucks because the times that they're doing shit like getting too drunk between work and being, where's the beach?
That's hilarious. I love that.
That's fucking funny.
When Snooki's like taking shots
that's
with random
funny.
people because she wants to drink by herself, she's just at the bar. Like, I think that was it. Is like that was the same day. She was at the bar on her break and was like taking fucking lemon drops with an old couple at the end of the bar, just like having fun, having the time of her life. But what makes me think about is like, you know, this, I don't know if this was always a thing or if it was like something recent that happened with TikTok with like people talking about like main character energy. And it's like, you of course are like the main character of your own story, obviously. Are you the main character of other people's story? No, you're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you obviously, first things first, like, you are the main character in your own story. But all of these people on this show have like the worst end of the spectrum of like main character syndrome, because like they're all, and I'm saying syndrome to like put it in a negative light, because like I said, be confident, own your shit. I think everyone should have that mentality and like love themselves,
but
whatever.
Also,
but there is a dark side to it, clearly. And like these people all have like the dark energy, like the dark main character energy, because like Sammy's just trying to fucking live her life. And Ronnie's like, but that doesn't fit with my narrative that I've created. I've built this fantasy in which I'm the king, and this is not how you should behave in my story. So I need to lash out because I'm an immature child.
Can continually say, don't fall in love with the Jersey Shore, and then I'll do it. Don't fall in love with the Jersey Shore. Ronnie should have listened to himself. Fucking idiot. That's a lesson to all Sagittariuses. Listen to yourself.
No, Sammy should have listened to him. Sammy, he told you, girl.
Both.
He told
both
you.
Everyone.
Oh, man.
God, what a fucking show. But anyway.
I like want to watch it now, but now I also kind of don't want to watch it. But I kind of want to watch it.
I know it's hard. It's hard because it is like, it is an interesting nostalgia vibe, but at the same time,
I know it's gonna make me mad.
Be prepared to just witness all of this. Yeah, we would like, Olivia and I would be actively screaming at the TV watching Ronnie and Sammy shit.
How could
like,
you not?
It's just not even a little bit okay.
Trying to jump in there and protect her.
Yeah, but I'm excited to watch Bad Girls Club after this, because that's also something.
So tell me what season you'll watch, and we can watch it together, and we can do a recap episode of a season to publish at some point.
And it makes me wonder, God, you know, another great show. What was Charm School? But that's another. Do you remember?
Of course, I remember Charm School.
God, iconic.
That's when I tell you that, like, my first foray into reality television, like, there are people that have been watching The Bachelor with their parents or like with their siblings or something like that. I did not watch The Bachelor until I was in college. Like, my birth into the world of reality TV, like my entrance into the world of reality TV, was Flavor of Love and I Love Money and Charm School and like all the VH1 shows and the MTV shows.
Shout out Love It to the
Love that. Did you know? So get Paramount Plus, because
I'm gonna get
Next is also on there.
I Love Money was so funny.
Next and like Parental Control. Like all of those reality shows, which are obviously not like real.
I watched so much Parental Control. That show was so funny.
What I was talking to someone about recently, and I wish that they had it on Paramount Plus, and they don't. Fucking Room Raiders.
Oh, I don't remember that one, really. I really don't.
I'm shocked. Room Raiders, they would like walk into your room and they would kidnap you, and then you'd sit in the back of the van, and then someone would come in and like search your room and like go through your room and like peek through all your shit, and then they would decide who they wanted to take on a date based on the rooms they were in and what they saw in the rooms that they were in. Yeah, it's a horrifying premise for a show. It is horrible.
Also horrifying.
It would make me so anxious. Obviously, it's not like totally real, because like most of them live with their parents, and like if someone's busting into your house to take your kid, with, you know what I mean, like it's not legit. But it was, see if you can find some episodes on YouTube. It's like like I said, horrible premise for a show, but it was like the peak of trash MTV reality. And also, speaking of serial reality stars, I saw someone from Next. I was actually watching Next with Jared, and a guy from Tool Academy was on Next before he was on Tool Academy.
Oh, wow. Amazing. You're literally like, oh, there he
is. I paused it. I'm going to send you the video that I sent to Jared, because I was like, that guy. I know that guy.
There he is. Oh my God. Well, Do you want to close our reality talk with our little? I feel like instead of opening, we're closing with Bachelor talk. But obviously, I sent it to you, but I'm sure you saw it. But Katie's purple promo is out. Her like promo cover image.
Yes.
See what the buzz is all about.
I saw it. I did indeed see it.
I feel bad because Katie didn't have anything else like other than the vibrator, and I guess the talking about the women, so they are trying really hard to like mimic something like that. But I just feel so strange, even though I will say Katie, as she is Katie, I'm learning I low-key love Katie, like watching the way that she is kind of navigating this like weird bachelor lead while also shitting on Chris Harrison and the show while also being the lead. And also like I'm kind of like, okay, you do go off, Cap Queen. But I saw her post a video on her story, and it was literally her talking on the day after the 2 days after their premiere, and it was of the Bachelor, and it was her being like, if you can't handle me at my dildo girl, you don't deserve me at my I do. And it was like a story that she had posted because she was getting people, prude Bachelor Nation people were like, oh my god, the vibrator. Oh, so she posted that, and it's, I mean, I get it, but I'm still can't believe they made this girl, because the whole thing is purple, like her purple lighting in the shot.
I feel like it does not help that Katie looks like Vanessa Bayer in some angles, right? But this whole thing, and we were talking about in the last episode, or like the second to last episode we just did, about like it seems as though the budget was very low for her promo. Like it definitely does not. She's got a t-shirt over a prom dress and like a
that was that what you sent me was that text to someone from someone. I don't remember where it was,
it's
but it
the
was
like a
but it was
gossip
talking
site.
about how Katie, the producers were upset with Katie that she tweeted before. Apparently the thing about her tweeting that Chris Harrison wouldn't be hosting her season or something wasn't officially decided yet, and Chris Harrison had apparently called her to ask her, and she said no, which
doesn't shock me because we knew from Game of Roses that it was very probable that Katie listened to Game of Roses, and they literally said that that's what she had to do. Like, now obviously they don't make the rules, but Clues is really smart and sat there and said, like, if she says that he won't be the host, he will not be the host. And that's exactly what happened, apparently. But what I was gonna say is, like, because like I said, like maybe it's because she looks like Vanessa Bayer, but like just the low production value period combined with this like weird joke that they're leaning into, it seems like if Saturday Night Live was spoofing The Bachelorette. It does not seem real.
Yes. No, it's
like these seem like fan edits, like they seem fake. Like this does not seem legit to me.
100%. Wait, I don't know if are you still deactivated on Facebook right now?
I have a new Facebook,
okay, so
but I have like 6 friends. I have no pictures. I'll find you. I think I added you actually.
Wow.
I might have sent you a friend request.
Love that. Oh wow, I have literally no clue. I never check Facebook. Okay, but what I did notice though on my occasional check is that the Game of Roses Facebook group changed their like header photo to this image that, so her name Jenna Vesper, who is one of the hosts of Descartes Pod. She photoshopped Katie, so the picture of Katie in the purple skirt where she is leaning her arm out holding the rose, where she's kind of got that weird like smirk face on. She edited that photo to the vibrator that she had into the like the skirt down into the vibrator, and then the background is just light purple that just says be a Katie, be a Katie, be a Katie.
This is what I mean, like it's
literally so
I feel like Katie is a punchline, like, and I know that that's not what they're like trying to do, but like they would never make this mockery of Michelle.
Well, it's also because that's who they really want to be.
No, I know. It's all connected.
Michelle also was like, nope.
This is like all.
Wait till I'm ready.
This is like all confirming things that we've been feeling, because we said that we feel like this is like a preliminary Bachelorette in order to like wait for the real bachelorette, and Katie's like this whatever, not to disrespect her or the path
This
that
is literally to fill in men for
right.
paradise.
So this is all like seemingly making more and more sense. Like we're like, yeah, we know. Thank you for reaffirming the things that we already knew, the feelings we already had. But I just like I cannot imagine how I would feel looking back on like I'm the bachelorette. I am this like iconic figure in American
I'm the lead
television.
of a
Yeah,
figure,
like I
right?
am
I have a season of a
yeah.
show.
And especially with like now that we talk about how The Bachelor is now like a fucking fame farm. Like it's insane like that the people coming off The Bachelor are like celebrities now in ways that they didn't used to be thanks to social media and whatever. Katie is the figure, like she's in this iconic role, and imagine looking back on 10 years and being like, oh my god, they really just couldn't stop making vibrator jokes.
That's gonna be her thing, and I'm sad for her. I wonder if a man is gonna walk on for a limo exit with some kind of sex
They
toy.
will.
If a man doesn't walk out, hey, okay, men, wait, it's already done. Well, if a man doesn't walk out with a cock ring, then he is. Wait, God, could you, Jess?
Okay.
This is my dream. He would probably not make it. Well, maybe he would, but my dream. He comes out with a cock ring and then he fake proposes with it.
I need to like stretch my neck after that. Okay.
It's literally, it would be so good. I would lose my mind if I were Katie in the best way. I think it'd be so funny. And then fuck it, but it has to be purple.
My concern, and it's not a real concern because like I don't actually give a fuck, but
because also it's bound to happen. It's like my concern with this. It's like it's gonna happen. Whatever.
You think about the fact that like that one season with that lead that we don't say his name, they knew one distinguishing piece of information about him, and every woman brought up his virginity. I think about
or Peter's season, which I have just rewatched, where it is constant windmill sex jokes.
This gives me the same energy. The same energy when I remember being like 12 or 13 and my favorite animal was frogs. I got frog gifts from every fucking person for every holiday for years. And it's one of those things where it's like, you think you're being thoughtful. You think that you're being thoughtful and getting me something that you think I'm going to enjoy. But all it's doing is an indicator to me that you don't know anything else about me. All that's telling me is that's the only thing that you can remember about me is that I like frogs. And that's like the same type of deal where it's going to be like, could any of you men read between the lines? If you come out with a vibrator joke, it might be funny, but you already know that so many men are going to do it. So maybe you shouldn't do it and you should do something else.
That's why the cock ring would be great.
No, I agree with you. But I'm just saying, like, we know that so many men are going to come out
because
like
it's
that.
The male version. Miso.
No, I know. I got the joke.
It's the male version. Oh, I know. You got the joke.
Oh, I thought you were explaining it to me. I'm like, no, Shannon, I know. I agree. I think it's funny.
I'm telling everybody else the joke.
Yeah, listeners, that's the joke.
And my cat is being stressed. Yeah. But so I agree. Everyone's going to make the vibrator joke. And I can't wait to see how many of them botch it. That's why, again, the cock ring is the best one because it's unique. You can't bring a vibrator unless you're trying to ask to get pegged.
If there's
trying to get pegged, then wow. All right. Well, on that note, I think we should just end it on that. I'm ready for that prediction to come true.
Me too.
We will talk about, there will be pegging talk on Katie's season. I'm ready. Even if it's subtle, it'll be there.
If we don't see it, we'll know that it has happened anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
We'll get the energy.
All right.
It'll be there. But also we'll have to do one episode where we go through the men's soon because they're starting to get unprivate on Instagram so we can start collecting some birthdays. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Woo! All right, can't wait. June 7th cannot get here fast enough. But anyway, Jess, loves you.
Love you very much.
Everybody follow us on all the things. Check the links.
All down below.
Do the roses align. Yep. And we'll be back with more random reality show talk before we get the Bachelor stuff back. So
this is where I thrive, guys. I'm so excited.
Hell yeah. All right, y'all. Love you. Bye.
Bye.